Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Not ideal news, I suppose, but we need to discuss it. We have a new injury in the world of the Buffalo Bills, one of which I thought that we saw coming. Funny enough, we saw our Buffalo Bills team for 2 weeks in a row, and it just goes to show you maybe we have a horseshoe up our ass like the Kansas City Chiefs did last year in 2024. But we had 2 weeks in a row where we ended up drawing a roughing the punter penalty. And we remember this image right here. It looked very bad as far as the replay while I was watching it in real time yesterday during my live play-by-play reaction. And obviously, this video right here suggests that he was in a lot of pain. And funny enough, I have no idea what was going through the coaching staff's head when they saw Mitchell Trubisky on the sideline, at least running through a dry run for holding the football for Matt Prater's extra point or field goal attempt. But they put homie out in a damn thick-ass knee brace so that he could hold the football for Prater for that extra point addition. But it sounds, per Ian Rappaport, that Bills punter Cameron Johnston suffered a lower leg injury and is expected to miss some time. No word yet on the IR, but Buffalo will need another punter. Now, a lot of us are just like, Dan, who cares, man? He's a bum. He wasn't any good anyway. And who cares, Dan? This Buffalo Bills team scores 30 points regardless offensively, no matter what happens. I'm interested to see whether or not that we decide to bring back Brad Robbins, who is atrocious, but I think that's likely going to be the move. Or whether or not that we end up shaking the table for an undrafted free agent fresh out of college eligibility and we bring him here. It doesn't sound like it's season ending, and they say lower leg, so I'm assuming it's not a knee, but still something that we need to look out for regarding the Buffalo Bills. Folks, as you're coming in, please do me a favor, all right, and hit that thumbs up sign for me. It's the easiest way to show love over on this channel. And roll call in the chat as well. Where are you tuning in from this afternoon? I'm always curious to hear how far Bills Mafia truly extends. What corner of the globe are you tapping in from? Do not be shy. I'm talking to all of the lurkers in the building if you're lurking on this episode. Where are you tuning in, man? Let me know what is going on. Damn, not the punter. Y'all might not make the Super Bowl now. Colby, I know, Colby. I saw Vrabel hit the press conference and said that a lot of people are going to be watching Sunday night. It sounds like Vrabel's feeling himself a little bit. I'm excited for that matchup incoming. Folks, myself, Colby, TD, and Richie will be live on the AFC East Roundtable later this evening at 5 p.m. EST. After this show, which you guys will be redirected to, I hope that you join me. It's going to be myself, Z-Bot, Kevin Masari, and Bills Bunker for another edition of the Bills Roundtable to discuss everything that we learned from yesterday. So certainly go on ahead and show a little bit of love. Guys, again, do not be shy. Roll call in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from and hit that thumbs up sign. Right now, have 98 people on YouTube. We need 98 like buttons hit. I think that we're going to be able to lock that in. My house. I love that. We have Germany in the building. Iowa is in the building. Orlando, Florida is in the building. Harrisonburg, Florida. Farmingdale State College. Boston, Massachusetts. Chattanooga. Hamilton, Ontario is in the building. West Seneca, New York is in the building. Kansas City, Missouri. Ontario is in the building. I love that. Mike's coming in and saying, I've got an idea. Let's not punt the rest of the season. Trubisky can hold and we free up a roster spot. Hey, man, listen, I would be fine with that as well. We go for fourth downs. Regardless, I am okay with that. We have Pfizer is coming in, or Pitzer, excuse me. Feel bad for the guy, but we need an upgrade at punter. 40-yard punts don't cut it. As far as areas of a team in which that Buffalo needs to improve, I'm not sure that I would put punter at a very high priority. I would not be surprised if we ultimately end up seeing a reunion with Brad Robbins. In fact, I'm pretty sure Brandon Beane even said when he was released that they were still in contact with him. So luckily we have a team that all but almost scores 30 points each and every single matchup. It's certainly been the trend ever since last year. But still something to think about. I think the biggest thing for me is not so much all of the opportunities in punting, but more so in holding the extra points, holding the field goals. I think that might be an interesting wrinkle. And I hope that this is not a part of the game script moving on into the schedule, right? So hopefully Cameron Johnston can be back within a couple of weeks, and I'm interested to see what the Buffalo Bills do via the waiver wire right over here. Guys, I need to give a giant shout out to our good friends over at Sleeper. Sleeper, hands down, the best player prop platform on the market today. I have a parlay that I'm rolling with tonight during the Jets and Dolphins and the Denver Broncos and Cincinnati Bengals game, which I'm feeling pretty confident about. I'm not going to lie to you. When you look at it, what we are riding with this evening, and let me go ahead and show you what I got here. I have Justin Fields over 186.5 passing yards, especially against that Dolphins secondary. I think that's fair. Have a J.K. Dobbins and a Devon Achane anytime touchdown. I feel like that's a fair comparison. And last but not least, I have Bo Nix over 221.5 passing yards against a struggling secondary in Cincinnati. $10 would win me $89.50. And you could see returns as close to 1,000x. The best part about it is that they are hooking you up 100% of your first deposit all the way up to $100. Shout out to Sleeper Picks for being a proud partner of this show. We gave short field all day yesterday. Indeed. Jay is in the building. Let's sign Pat McAfee. Imagine him and Josh Allen on the same team. I don't think that Pat is in football shape at this point, my friend. I do not, but I like where your head's at. Brantford, Ontario, Canada, baby, is in the building. I hate that we are okay with and settle for field goals. Live is in the building. He's sharing frustrations here from the hit on the New Orleans game. Yeah. It was a gruesome hit. It was a hard watch indeed. I've seen worse, trust me, but we shall see. Should have never cut Matt Araiza. I know. That, of course, is a touchy subject, but it is what it is. I'm sure we will be able to find a punter. No issue at all. We have Oregon in the building, and Cognitive is in the house. He's ready to talk a little bit. See, I just said on Roundtable twice that I was worried we legitimately don't have a punter, and everyone ignored me. The hell we gonna do now? Where the tight end 4 at? I think you're talking about Zach Davidson, who is potentially a punter. I really don't think that this is something where we should be losing sleep over. I think that we'll bring back Brad Robbins. I think that we'll ultimately end up bringing in an undrafted free agent, perhaps, like straight out of college. We're going to be fine. And with this offense is still putting up 30 points, I feel like we're okay. I feel like we are okay. We have King Lowski's mad at Josh Allen for fantasy football yesterday. Don't worry, man. I promise you Josh Allen's going to redeem himself with your fantasy football team. Good afternoon, Dan, from sunny St. Cloud, Florida. Bills will be fine. They always find a way to overcome adversity. This situation is no different. Go Bills. I love the positivity in here. I love the positivity. Always. Shout out to Steven. Statement. Feel bad, but definitely thought he was going to be out for the season. It sounds like you should be okay. So that's something we should be all right about. And guys, listen, if you missed the first episode this morning, I just want to remind everybody, I see a lot of you that are not typically in my morning show. I'm not sure if maybe you're working and you can't make it, and maybe you watch the replay version of the show, or maybe you have no idea that I'm live during the morning. Highly recommend you go check it out. It's where we end up unpacking everything Buffalo Bills related. A lot of people I know utilize it as some white noise in the background as they go about their workday or day-to-day responsibilities. I highly recommend that you tap in each and every single Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST, where we unpack everything. We unpacked a lot of the good and the bad that came from the Buffalo Bills and the New Orleans Saints game, and started putting together a plan moving forward throughout the remainder of the season. So make sure you hit those bell notifications so we can lock it in, man, because I want to make sure that my family is with me each and every single time I go live. I like that. I'm rooting for the tight end 4. That was a nice punt. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Josh had 20-something points F is he talking about? That's a good day. Oh, man. He wants a Josh Allen 30-plus point type fantasy performance, it sounds like. And the defense is deplorable. They can't stop anything. So here's how I look at it, right? This Buffalo Bills team, they held a team that got blown out the week before by the Seattle Seahawks scoreless. I don't care how shitty the team is, right? You're going to be playing a bit more inspired the following week. I don't care if you're the worst team in the NFL, or I don't care if you are the best team in the NFL. As long as you have a pulse, I think that you are going to go back to the drawing board and you're going to be taking advantage of a game, or you're going to be at least going out and putting up your best effort, right? I saw this New Orleans Saints team pull out plays that a good team would probably save for the playoffs. Like when you see a team like try and pull out a Philly special right in the third quarter, which was an interception by Cole Bishop, by the way. I will give him credit for that. That's telling you something. When you go to a team that is the worst in the NFL by week 12, week 13, a lot of the times their hope is completely sucked out of them. When you start welcoming teams that are 0-2 or 0-3, that's when you start getting a sense of desperation. And I also want to remind everybody, right? Still held them below 20 points. We were without arguably our best defensive lineman. We were without Matt Milano, probably our best linebacker when it comes into coverage and run defense. We've been without our starting CB2 and Maxwell Harrison since the beginning of the season. And the Buffalo Bills offense was missing their starting right tackle. And we ultimately ended up seeing a lot of issues there. All of that being said, and once you also include the fact that we still are without Michael Hoyt, we still are without, same thing with Ogunjobi, we still win by 12 points, right? One thing I always like to remind people is that you're never going to see the dynamic that college football presents. You're never going to see that. That's why it's an any given Sunday type situation. Who in their right mind would have thought that the LA Chargers would have lost to the New York Giants? Who in their right mind predicted that? I don't think a soul watching this episode may have, right? They suffered injuries, and the New York Giants ended up taking advantage of it. And the Buffalo Bills had a lot of injuries, and we ended up overcoming it. So we are never going to see this Buffalo Bills team go out and just play dominant football every single second from start to finish. No team does that. No Super Bowl teams in the past have done that. There's been slow games. But let me tell you what. If the worst the Buffalo Bills have looked all season is a 31-19 win, sign me up all day. As far as the defense is concerned, this is how I kind of look at it, Tom, right? Last year, one of my biggest gripes for the defense was they never stepped up when the offense was down. While collectively you see this defense struggling with third down situations, which they held the Saints 5 for 15, which is certainly an improvement from so far. You never quite saw the Buffalo Bills defense making a play when you needed them to make a play in 2024. I feel like for the first 4 games all season, we have seen that. We've seen the defense go out and make a play when we needed them to. So that's encouraging. Also remember, right? No Matt Milano, no Ed Oliver, still have Michael Hoyt. So he's suspended. Still no Maxwell Harrison on the outside. I think we're going to be okay. And so I think we're going to be okay. Last year, the Kansas City Chiefs ended up falling ass backwards into 15 wins, winning exactly like this. And most people looking from the outside in were giving them nothing but praise. Are there things I would like to see improved? For sure. But if you think for a second that I'm going to have a bad day while I look at the standings and Buffalo is one of the only undefeated teams in the NFL and we found a way to win, for sure. I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty any day of the week. That's how it works out, man. That's how it works out. I replay you sometimes, Dan, if I miss anything. I love that, man. I love it. Dan, I am looking forward to the call in because I have what I believe is the proper perspective on the Buffalo Bills. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. I have the Bills roundtable starting at about 20 to 25. Don't worry. I try my best to make sure I open the Garage Beer hotline as often as I possibly can. Sometimes time makes it interesting, but tomorrow morning we are going to be opening up the Garage Beer call-in line. Have no fear, my friend. Can Bob punt? The extra income would help with your household expenses. Well, so I did just pay Bob a massive contract. He was holding out at the beginning of training camp. Maybe we can figure that out. Martin is coming in saying, bring back Zach Davidson. What's up, Dan? Garage Beer hotline this evening. Not today. Tomorrow morning, we will be back in action. Dan, the Bills should sign Shane Gillis to be the punter. We already had Bill Burr, so why not go with another comedian? And also, Shane Gillis loves the Buffalo Bills. He's close with Gabe Davis. I love that. I love that. I'm pissed off at Lamar. I was one Lamar Jackson touchdown away from winning $1,200. I know there's no guarantee it would have happened, but there's not even a chance when he takes his ball and goes home. We have Johnny Tran. It's doomed, guys. We don't have a punter. Hang it up. Dude, hang it up, man. And do you guys not know we get reinforcements after week 6? All these haters need to STFU and stay quiet. Pipe down. We're 4-0. Look, like one thing I will say is this. I get that some people can have concerns, and that's fine, right? Like, I hate that this team can't tackle, right? Like, we cannot tackle to save our damn lives. That needs to be fixed. Those are some tweaks that I believe this defense can make. I think that they can. But to parade around with the victim mentality, like being like, oh, man, this team's going to suck. Like, we're not going to win a Super Bowl like this. Like, why even watch, bro? Like, why even watch? Just go out, enjoy football on a week-to-week basis, and hope for the love of God that we can field a semi-healthy team when it matters most. The goal here is the 1 seed. I'm not sure about you guys, but we don't do a lot of losing at home. If we can secure this, go in relatively healthy for the first divisional matchup, I do not see a world where we are not booking a ticket to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl this year. I really don't. I really, really don't. We're finding ways to win. There's something different about this team of being able to really dedicate themselves to the script, win in a variety of different ways. We've seen this team put up 28 points in a single quarter, right? Like, we've seen this team win the turnover battle in NFL record amount of times. Like, you ask this, like, yes, like, you're pissed off at our defense, but guys, like, what's the most important thing you want a defense to do? It's take the football away, dude. It's take the football away. That's the number one thing you want to see from your defense. Like, that is the most trajectory changing play that you can make from the defensive side of the football. And that's something that Buffalo does. Everything else can be fixed. And I think a lot of it is going to be fixed once we see a lot of these guys come back from their set injuries. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. So be thankful that we can take the football away. Because us winning the turnover battle for God knows how long is absolutely insane. Matt, hey, Dan, can we talk about Lamar quitting on the Ravens? Some tough stuff right there, dude. Some tough stuff from QB1 over in Baltimore. Some people are saying that it was a hamstring injury. I'm not particularly sold on that. I've seen this happen before a couple of times while he's played. I hope that he can go out, and I hope that he could redeem himself with the fans, because say that that's the case, then we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. Let's see. Be there this weekend. Let's go 5-0. Eddie, enjoy the game, my friend. Sean McDermott should go back to defensive play calling. He did that in 2023, and it was actually pretty solid. That's how I look at it. You know, I was telling everyone to calm down all game. I've never seen so much doom and gloom in a live chat from fans of a team that was ahead the entire time. It's fans, right, dude? It's fans. It's booze, too. And so I would imagine And so I'd imagine a lot of people are probably throwing him back, right? It's pretty easy to get into your feels. It's pretty easy to get into emotions and just automatically assume the worst. And you know what? I empathize with it because as Bills fans, like we're no stranger to pain. Like this whole Josh Allen era is still new, especially during the regular season. We still have drought minds where when things are not going our way at any given moment, then it's just not our day. And even toward the beginning of Josh Allen's career, when Buffalo was off, they were off. We never really saw a resurgence in the third or the fourth quarter, or we never really saw ourselves be put into a position to turn it around and be better. But for the past year and a half, I typically always refuse to walk around doom and gloom and pout because this team is not playing the way that I think that they should be, because they've proven they can win these games, man. Like they can win these games. No lead is safe when you're playing this team. And while I still want them to play 4 full quarters of complimentary football, they play complimentary football when we damn need them to. And they make the most out of game changing possibilities and game changing scenarios. So with that, I'm okay with it. And the Chiefs didn't win this way. They won off luck, and they were 12-0 in one-score games. We have only had one so far. For sure, 12-0. It was pure luck. It was a lucky statistic indeed. Max is coming in saying, Dan, what was the deal with Josh Allen's first half? Well, he had 2 back-to-back scoring drives, and then so with the offense, it just ultimately ended up having a lull in the second quarter. It didn't help that we had way more penalties than I wanted them to have. I'm pretty sure the differential in penalties was 11-4, and Buffalo continuously was shooting themselves in the foot. That's not something characteristic of this team, at least for the first 3 quarters of the game or the first 3 games of the season. And I'd probably say was a perfect storm of being pinned at the back half of our own end zone for nearly the entire second quarter. And then I would probably also have to say for penalties being added to it and some head scratching calls. But again, guys, listen, with Joe Brady, he certainly does a good job, right? Like we are still a top 3 highest scoring offense in the NFL. A bad day, we're still putting up 30 points. You're not going to see an offensive coordinator go out there and pitch an absolute shutout every single game. Otherwise, like you might as well just go on ahead and send them the gold jacket already. There's going to be down drives. Luckily, the Buffalo Bills have way more impressive drives than lackluster. I hated that Khalil Shakir call. I hated that one. But second quarter, I'd probably have to blame for less than ideal starting field position, and then also with us continuously shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties. Red Furnace, this team's regular season gurus, but it's amazing you lose to the same team 4 years in a row, and you can sense the exact same vibes. I'm not sensing the vibes at all, and to be honest with you. So a lot of people are crowning the Chiefs already, right? They're like, oh my God, I told you that the Chiefs are back. Like you see their offense. Guys, I think it's pretty easy to have the conversation that maybe it's not the Chiefs. Maybe it's just the Baltimore Ravens defense. Like Baltimore is dead last in the league at scoring defense right now. They are giving up an average of 33 points. So they let up 41 to Buffalo, 38 to Detroit, 37 to Kansas City. I'm not bought in that that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Not yet. And so I want to see what they do as the back half of the season continues, but like that's me. Joe Brady's play calling is becoming very suspect now. I wouldn't go that far. And so I wouldn't go that far, dude. Look, with every single time, you're not going to see an offensive coordinator go puntless each and every single game that he plays. It's a chess match, right, dude? It's a chess match. We held them under 20 points. I'll take that any day when we score 30 points. Can Ray Davis punt too? I mean, honestly, we might as well ask him because Buffalo is not using the guy. He's not using the guy right now, dude. He is, I think he has 11 carries right now. It's literally just a James Cook type offense. Shooter McGavin loves the Buffalo Bills too. Why wouldn't he? How about them Chargers? They screwed me too on a few parlays. I thought that one was a lock, to be honest. That is my fault for not anticipating the charge ring and or the hype surrounded by Jackson Darterific himself. How about Jackson Darterific? Is it hard to find a punter? I mean, we tried out 2 punters during training camp. Neither one of them made it. Then we randomly find Cam Johnston, and we ended up being just fine as a punter. Look, it's like I said, I have a feeling that we'll probably bring back. And so one of the 2 punters we had in training camp, like more than likely, is who is going to come back and sort of be a reserve type guy. Brad Robbins, perhaps, somebody else. That is an entire different conversation. The NFL needs to do as many overtimes as possible until a winner is made. I agree. I think that most of the NFL overtime rules are significantly broken, right? Like, we should not see a tie in any regulation football game ever. I will die on that hill. Hey, Dan, can you stay on tomorrow, please, until 11:10? That's when my lunch starts, so I can call in. Thank you, Dan. I will do my best, Matt. I will do my best. Dan, and do you think we are going to see Maxwell Harrison suiting up against the Panthers for the first game? Derek Cunningham, great question. So I'll tell you what, man, all I can go off of is what I think McDermott means. And based off of his sentiment when he's addressed it thus far, it sounds like he's not so much concerned about his ramp up from a health perspective, but more so his comfortability with the playbook. If Max Harrison is activated to the roster within the 21-day window, which I believe is going to happen this week, he's eligible to be at least. I think there's going to be some time where he's going to have to familiarize himself with the team. I'm still pretty gung-ho on the fact that if he is activated, we're not going to see significant snaps from him for the majority of this regular season. Maybe toward the back half of the schedule or the back quarter of the schedule. But I think that there would need to be an injury for him to just be thrown out there. And guess what, Max Harrison? You now have 90% of the snaps. I just think him missing out on a lot of those reps in training camp is haunting Sean McDermott as we speak. He's not the kind of guy that's going to just throw a rookie out there and hope for the best. He wants to make sure that they're acclimated. And he missed some pretty quality reps when he went out there in training camp. So I'm hoping that maybe we get a taste of the guy, but we will see. We will see. We have Earl Flynn. Buffalo should be winning. We have beaten a 1-win Baltimore team and 0 wins with the Jets, Dolphins, and Saints. These next few weeks be better competition. Go Bills. Buffalo should be winning. And it's okay to smile about it. It's okay to smile about it. I don't get that mentality because I'm just such an optimistic person, right? Like, I don't like walking around with my head down trying to find the negatives out of any single positive situation that occurs. I don't surround myself with people like that. I've never really understood how people can be like that. Like, I'm fine with people picking out, problems that they would like to see. But to slap on a conclusion, like just being like, oh, why watch? This is the same team. We're going to lose in the playoffs anyway. Like, that's not my energy. And I'd recommend sort of revisiting your perspective on life. That's me. That's me. I promise you would live a much happier life if you live a bit more in the moment. Daniel is saying every single defense in the NFL is vulnerable. Only difference is we got the best quarterback in the effing league. Daniel, I appreciate that. Talk to me. This will be a real test for your team. Drake reminds me of Allen. I would probably say that this is a test for your team. Not so much for the Buffalo Bills, but for your team, certainly a test for the Patriots. The play calling is awful. That is this team's biggest issue. If that means replacing coaches, then do it. whether it's McDermott takes over play calling or you replace the OCDC head coach, can't be fired. I don't have any issue with Joe Brady at all. Zero issue with Joe Brady. Come on, dude. Like, come on, man. How many consecutive games has his team scored 30 points? Like, dating back to last year, I'm pretty sure we're flirting with 20. Nothing's wrong with Joe Brady outside of a couple of gaffes from drive to drive. And last time I checked, I haven't found an offensive coordinator that has gone the entire season without punting once or without going 3 and out at least once. Even the great Andy Reid goes out and goes 3 and out or has a couple of what the hell was he thinking there? Like, we're not going up against a lottery where a random guy gets an opportunity of play calling against Andy Reid on any given Sunday. Like, you're going up against actual quality coaches in the NFL that are paid a significant amount of money. You're not going to see an offensive coordinator that never punts, right? Sometimes it takes it. As far as Bobby Babich, like, would I like for him to be better? Sure. And is it really play calling, right? So is it play calling or is it personnel? Because I really think play calling certainly plays a role, but a lot of the times their play calls are only as good as the personnel executing it. Like, Bobby Babich is not scheming the Buffalo Bills to miss multiple tackles on a game-by-game basis. If any of us have an issue with this defense, what you should be pissed off about is our inability to tackle. Right now, we're the worst tackling team in the NFL as far as defense is concerned. That's not a play calling issue for me. That's dudes, make your damn tackles. Like, we pay you a lot of money, make your damn tackles, right? It's not scheme for me. It's more so execution. And that's kind of where we're at, right? Because, like, when you look at the defense that Buffalo has been building for a long time, like, we're not the most physical defense on earth. We're more finesse. Probably partially why that, like, we always lead the league in turnover differential, or we are in the top 5 in turnovers for the past couple of seasons. The downside of constructing a defense like that is that you're likely going to have issues tackling. It's just how it is. Like, you are picking your poison based off of the defense that you are trying to build and put together. Like, you can't have both. So it's not so much a play calling thing for me. It's more so execution and its limitations based off of the defense that we have gone on ahead and drafted and also built via free agency. But I'm not sure about you. I'm fine with the team that's going to miss a couple of tackles here and there and even be at the bottom of the league for tackling, as long as you can give me one of those key turnovers and situations where you're giving an extra possession to the best quarterback in the NFL. That's something I'm willing to negotiate, and that's something I am willing to sacrifice. That's me. History has not helped the Bills fans. No, not at all. Main reason Bills continually find a way to come out on top is that they have the heart to win, and the heart of the Bills is the MVP, Josh Allen. Put Josh in cardiac arrest, then the Buffalo Bills lose. Oh, my God. We got Max is coming in the building. I think the showing of the line tells us how different Spencer Brown is to this team. Yeah, you know what? I was very optimistic in Ryan Vandermark because the sole game that Spencer Brown missed last year, he really stepped up and he did well. Not the case. Ryan Vandermark was out there on ice skates. He was getting bullied by a defensive line that's not really too good at getting to the quarterback either, but that's it. Wait, Josh didn't score on every drive in the first half. Oh my God, what was that all about? Silly. We have Xavier Worthy will burn this team's come playoff. It's exactly what your gut's been feeling last 4 years. I think this guy's a Chiefs fan. And so I think this guy's a Chiefs fan, actually. It wasn't even bad, though. No copied Miami's game plan of short, quick passes to keep Josh off of the field. He scored 3 touchdowns. Holy-ish people need to relax. We have Chiefs fans. Your window is over. Cindy Jackson, I think the Chiefs are beatable. They are not the same team. It's hard for me to really take much from the Baltimore Ravens game when 3 teams have completely did whatever they wanted to them on the defensive side of the ball, right? It's the Bills, the Lions, and the Kansas City Chiefs all scored well over 35 points. So was that a Chiefs dominant victory, or was that just a trend that we should expect from a defense over in Baltimore? I think that that's a question. We have Donnell is in the building. The ref tried to give that game away from us due to the point spread. Robert is saying, I'm hoping the Jets-Dolphins game ends in a tie so that both remain wins. Interesting. I like that. Dan, what if they're saying Ray Davis intentionally as an emergency kicker? If Prater goes down, let's hope Prater does not go down, because as much of a good story that was, that Ray Davis is somewhat of a quality kicker, I'm probably going to pass on this. I'm hoping the Jets-Dolphins game ends in a tie so both remain winless. Watch out for Marcus Jones. Interesting. Pats might be the trap game, especially if we don't get our guys back, but every team loses games throughout the season. I don't think that anybody actually expects us to go undefeated. Yeah, for sure. But like, you know that the second that the Bills lose a game, there's going to be some doomers in here being like, oh, pack it up, fire McDermott, clean house. Like, it's how it is. I am dreading that day. It would not matter if Buffalo goes undefeated all the way and like we drop to the Houston Texans on November 20th. Like, you're going to see. And look, I'm not mad at fans because we have been through a lot as Bills fans. We've seen a lot of disappointment, and I get it. My goal is to bring you onto the side of not waking up miserable each and every single morning. I want you guys to look at things from a different perspective. That's my goal, all right? This team is not going to go undefeated. We probably will lose a game. And you're probably going to cherry pick something where you're going to just identify this team as, oh my God, it's this team. This is the problem, blah, blah, blah. But guys, we are one of two teams right now that are undefeated in this league. And it's not just Bills fans, right? Like, you go through some of the Philadelphia Eagles fan base and you would see what they were doing to their team. Like what they were doing to their team when they were down 26-7 at the half against LA last week. Some fans were calling for like coordinators, jobs. Like some were like saying, oh, like we need to get so-and-so right off this roster. It's passion. I'm fine with everybody being passionate, but like, I just love putting things into perspective right now. This team is finding ways to win. It doesn't matter if we have our best day of ball immediately. Sometimes the team just puts together a really good game plan and Buffalo schemes out of it. Like, one thing that's different about this team is that at no point do I ever feel that a lead is too much for Buffalo to come back and win it, just because of who we have at the helm. I like how college does OT. Me too, man. I love how college does offensive tackle, man. Let me see. Funny how the constant complainers and negative Nancy types keep coming back season after season, show after show, like clockwork and a broken record. It's cool. Like I said, I think a lot of them aren't particularly Bills fans. I think that they're like Chiefs fans or Ravens fans or Dolphins fans, perhaps, like just coming out and like maybe trolling. But it does break my heart, like when I only ever see people that I know are Bills fans, but they only ever come into the show when Buffalo is doing bad. That is what's upsetting to me. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, are you rooting for this team or what? Like, have you ever said anything positive about this team in your entire life? Like that breaks my heart. So like, I'm doing my best to where that I could radicalize you people and make you the rabid Bills fans that you should be. Because barring all of the injuries that we have sustained so far, some of the controversy that we have had, I think this team is solid. And so I think this team has a great opportunity of getting the 1 seed. I think the 1 seed is the only thing that is really keeping us from the promised land. I genuinely believe that. And all we can care about is the game ahead of us. That's all that matters to me. I could care less if we win 28-27 And so against the 0-16 Cleveland Browns from a couple of years ago, it doesn't matter. A win is a win. Next Sunday is an entire different game. That's how I always look at these things. We have Chris is coming in saying, do you think Joe Brady leaves this offseason? I would not be surprised in the slightest. In fact, I was surprised that he was here this year. I swear our punter is McDermott in disguise. That or comedian Bill Burr. And the problem with the tackling is that they aren't wrapping up and they are hitting, which often results in the players bouncing off and gaining extra yards. Tackling is the biggest issue with this defense. Something stylistically that needs to be. In 17, we trust. Can I get an amen? Dan says you can't fan that way. Ugh, it's Heath. No. I am not saying you can't fan that way. But what I am saying, I'm like, listen, let me bring you over to the side of happiness, right? Because nobody should be living that miserable, right? Like, nobody should be living that way. Like, please, dude, no one should be waiting and living up, waiting for impending doom. If that's genuinely how I felt about this football team, if I ever found myself feeling that way about this team at all, giving up hope, even before the season began, I wouldn't even watch, dude, right? And so I wouldn't even watch. Like, I would refuse to invest any time into anything that is causing me that much ire, right? That's me. All right, anyway, guess what, folks? We have another show that's starting in about 4 minutes. The Bills Roundtable. Me, Z-Bot, Kevin Masari, and Jake from Bills Bunker. We are live Mondays and Thursdays unpacking everything Buffalo Bills related. Soon as when I end this stream, you are going to be directed to that channel. I ask you this, as you are coming in, let yourself be known right in the live chat, and also subscribe to that channel. I want to get to 1,000 subs over at that channel. I haven't been doing a good job of streaming before, so I can funnel you guys over here, but it's a great channel. It's a collaborative piece. You hear a bunch of different perspectives from all Bills fans. Who knows? Maybe someone's a doom and gloomer on the panel. Who knows? Maybe someone's going to doom and gloom for you. I'm going to have it for each and every single one of you. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for always tuning in to each and every single episode I ever do. I know my everydayers that are in here, man, and I cannot tell you how much I love you. So do me a favor, guys. Head on over to Bills Roundtable. You're being redirected, and we'll see you here shortly. Go Bills.